We've Come For You All. I feel We've Come For You All was a pivotal time in our career.
Rob coming in the band gave us a nice kick and momentum was starting.
We knew we were going to be moving into this next album. We have a deal with Nuclear Blast. We're going to make a new record, which is going to be We've Come For You All.
Coming from the fun that was Stomp 442 and all that stuff we all know about now, we had to take that next step and pivot out of it. And I think with We've Come For You All, we did that. We knew we had the songs.
I felt We've Come For You All. Man, I was just in just had this momentum building. And I think that's when the band kind of regrouped.
Not that we had officially broken up, but whatever break we were on, we were back to work.
We had the right production team, Rob Caggiano and Eddie Wohl. I think they did a great job. They knew the band really well. They worked us really well, really hard.
Not only did I just link up with the Anthrax guys, but my producer career was about to, get going as well.
Rob was great. Rob is a trip. He's a funny, dude. If you know Rob, he's just very, he's got that New York trip. He's just kind of no-frills character and a great guitar player, great musician. And I think he contributed a lot.
It was myself and my partner, Eddie Wohl, at the time.
I remember when Rob and I were pitching the band to produce We've Come For You All.
And I was like, yeah, let's just do a track and see how it comes out. If it sucks, then it sucks, and that's it. We went in the studio and we cut a song called Superhero. And it came out really good. And it turned out, everybody was in agreement. They wanted us to do the record.
And we had all these different ideas about what to do with the songs and how to change things.
It was only one album that I was with Rob, We've Come To You All. Him and Eddie, his partner Eddie, they actually, recorded the record as well. And Eddie was great, and I spent a lot of time with those guys in terms of recording.
Coincidentally, Rob was the lead guitar player, but also a great producer and has a great ear. Rob is also an amazing drummer, bass player. He's just a really, really talented guy. Production was just another one of his great talents.
Yeah, it's like when you get with guys that have been, playing together for years and years and years, there's certain things that kind of happen when they're all playing together in a room. There's like an instinct between all of them. You know what I mean? Musical instinct. So for me, what I really wanted to do, I really just wanted to capture the raw live energy of what Anthrax is, rather than make a Pro Tools record. So yeah, I think we did that for sure. I had the guys play together when we were cutting Charlie's drums. Everybody was kind of feeding off each other's energy, out in the live room.
I think we all got together again, and really, it was an effort. It was a team effort for that record, and I think we knew what was on the plate there.
Every step of the way, we just kind of went for that energy, and we just kind of sculpted those songs until everyone was happy, until it sounded great.
And it was fun recording it. I wasn't in the best of mindset because I had just gotten married, and I left my wife to go back to New York to finish recording, and she came and visited me, and that was cool, but I didn't want to be there, but I was happy recording, and I'm really proud the way the vocals came out on that record. I know I didn't really want to. I wanted to be done so I could get out of there, but I was focused, and I think the vocals on that record came out great.
John and I in Anthrax, we were very close in Anthrax when he was in the band. He stayed in my house for a long time with me and my wife. We were writing, so it was a lot of fun. It's John's family, We had a ball. He stayed when I had a condo in Yonkers, and my wife, she was great. My wife would go to bed, and John and I watch TV and drink beers and just fucking talk all night. It was just great stuff, man. Just fun stuff. John's obviously, he'll always be family. He became part of the family then, and that's why he's always going to be a member of the family with Anthrax.
It's an awesome record. We were with Nuclear Blast in Europe, which was great because they're an awesome label. The States thing was still kind of, not quite together, just like it wasn't for Volume 8. We went on this indie label and it kind of ended up went belly up. But Europe was really, we had a kind of a surge upwards because Nuclear Blast did an amazing job.
A lot of people called it our comeback. And look, I'm not complaining. Every interview, did 400 interviews, and pretty much every single one of them said this is quite the comeback, and I was like, don't call it a comeback. We've been here for years. But I get it. I understand. Look, it was our first record out on Nuclear Blast. They really did a good job. I mean, they really got behind that record. They got the media to hear the record. They got people to pay attention to what was a killer album.
And it is a great record. You know, there's some awesome tunes on that record. Safe Home, Nobody Knows Anything, What Doesn't Die. I mean, it's super powerful, and you know, there's some really interesting moments. Black Dahlia is a cool tune, and I think it's awesome.
I Love Superhero, Refuse to Be Denied. I mean, on and on. I just think it's a great record. We got Roger Daltrey to scream on Taking the Music Back.
I mean, that was so cool, man. Roger Daltrey on an Anthrax record, pretty cool.
Yo, G Money, Desmond C. Child here, ringing you from the fucking Cadillac Rock Box here. Have to say some mighty fine grooving going on this record here. And shit, I'll just call you tomorrow. All right, brother, rock on.
He left me this message, and he's like, "Yo, G Money." We'd always joke about Desmond Child, who used to write some songs with Kiss. So he's like, "This is Desmond C. Child," you know, and he left me this message, and it was so funny to me that I had to put it on the record, and that's what's before the song Cadillac Rock Box. It's a message he left me. It's just so Darrell, you know what I mean?
Every time I hear Cadillac Rock Box, it makes me feel good because Dime speaks in the beginning of it, and when you hear it, it just brings him right back.
So he wanted to do a little bit of Chuck Berry meets Ace Frehley meets Dime, and that's kind of that lead on Cadillac Rock Box. Those three, and it just fucking rips. He plays on Cadillac Rock Box, Strap It On, which he approached it more in like a Judas Priest type of way, and I even think at the end of the song he throws in a little bit of like, I think it's Love Bites. His playing on those two songs is probably my favorite that he did for us. He's just an awesome guitarist, and just miss him so much.
Him and Vinny, man, I just can't believe that both of them are gone. I used to think, I just don't talk to him that much anymore. He's still in Texas, you know? It's the way I used to like kind of deal with that.
What Doesn't Die, one of the most brutal songs we've ever written. Love that. I mean, just what a great song.
I got to shoot a video for that, or co-direct a video for that.
The song is a metaphor for about the band. You know, you cannot kill what doesn't die. It really is about Anthrax, but buried deep in zombie lore. We just felt what better way to represent it than let's make a zombie video. Yeah, you know, obviously we were all fans of the horror genre.
You know, it's one of those dreams come true that you never dreamt it because it was too weird to even think of. Like, I never even thought I would meet Anthrax, let alone be able to direct a video of them, you know, as a guy selling their records at Tower Records. You know, that was not one of those things. I wasn't sitting there going, one day I'm going to direct them. We're going to do a zombie video. And, you know, I never thought like that. But when it happened, I was like, holy shit, you know, this is amazing.
You know, we shot it at the Ambassador Hotel, so we got to go exploring, and we saw where RFK was killed, and
it came out great. You know, for the budget we had, we called in a lot of favors.
There's a gag in the beginning of the video where you see zombies kind of shambling up. The zombie's leg drops off, and that's our friend Steve Lambert, actually, who only has one leg. So it's just, and we told him, hey, if you want to come out and do this, they'll put a prosthetic on you, and we'll have it like drop off, and it's perfect because you already are missing the leg. So and he was very excited to get to do that.
I think the guy that set himself on fire wasn't even a pro stuntman. He just said, hey, I could set myself on fire. And we're like, cool, do it. They're all zombie fans, and, you know, we're all horror fans. And that was part of how, you know, Scott and I bonded when we became friends. And we love metal, but we also love comedy, and we also love horror films and action films. So there was a lot to, you know, bond over.
Safe Home for me, I have a personal connection to all the songs I've written, but this one more so because it's the first time I ever tried to express my feelings about love, about being in love. Usually it's the opposite emotion. It's generally hate. Most of my previous lyrics, Safe Home, with the way the song turned out, I think it's brilliant. The whole song, just such an emotionally intense and heavy song. I just think it's great. It's great. Didn't think we had it in us.
I think it was 2003. I had the honor and privilege and opportunity to appear in the Anthrax music video of Safe Home, which was awesome.
So yeah, we were just hoping to make a video somehow that would, I don't know, we didn't know what to do, really. We knew we were going to shoot performance for it, but we felt like, well, performance, what is that? It's just going to be us on stage. You know, I was friends with Keanu, so we figured, what if we asked Keanu Reeves to be in it and do something somehow? Like, well, what would that be? I don't know. You know, there was a lot of I don't knows. We figured, well, why not ask him?
I had been introduced to Mr. Scott Ian, the righteous, beautiful Scott Ian, and we were talking, and then he was like, hey man, we're doing this video. And I was like, cool, what do you want to do? And he's like, we just want to shoot you and film you, you know, kind of to the song, lip sync, you know, and just go do it. So I was like, yes.
Just to kind of represent the expression, the love and the longing, and you finally found this. I think just from talking to Reeves, we just came up with the idea, you know, what if I'm looking for something?
Yeah, the song was and is epic, crazy hook, and just the spirit of the song, that idea of safe home, a safe place, a safe person, something that understands you, and going against whatever's going on, man, that ain't so good. And so that idea of you will always be my safe home, I could relate to, and having that song playing and fucking walking and running along the freeway.
For some reason, he's like, what are you doing on Thursday, whatever day it was? Because it was literally going to be me with the camera doing this. There was no budget. There was no anything. We're doing this guerrilla style.
Yeah, we shot on video. and I walked and then ran along the side of the 134 freeway in Burbank. And yeah, it was fun. I always like running alongside traffic.
He's like, what if I was like running up the side of the 5 freeway? And he goes, that would be pretty intense. Like if I'm running down the side of the freeway and you're like following me, and I'll be singing the words, and I'm chasing something, I'm looking, you know, and I'm like, that sounds awesome, you know, and it sounds like fun doing that. And so that's what we did. I just ran up and down the side of the freeway with Reeves, and we just did that a whole bunch of times.
I remember seeing the video and I was like, you know, I thought it was just going to be like one cut or just thing, and then it's almost like a drinking game. It's like every time, you know, you play, you're like, have a shot when Reeves is on there. It was a lot of fun to do, and it was again a real honor and privilege to be, I don't know, to be a part of that song, to be, you know, involved with Anthrax, and to just their energy, spirit through all these years has, you know, given so much to so many people.
He's a great guy, heart of gold, and a great guy, and you couldn't thank him enough, you know, for doing that for us.
Thank you, Scott.
We come for you all. That's when kind of we turn to, I want to do an Anthrax album cover, like from the old days, like those type of things. And that's when Alex Ross was contacted. The cover, that's one of my favorite album covers too. And that was the thing about it that him and I discussed. You don't know if the band or these superheroes, whoever they are pulling these people down, or if the people are pulling them into this world.
I'd be hard pressed between Sound of White Noise and We've Come For You All if I'm going to choose which I think would be the best of the 4 Bush era records. We've Come For You All is a great record. It sounds better, 100%. I love the production on We've Come For You All. Great songs on that record.
And around that time, I was having these kind of ideas about a comic book. And Brent Thompson, who was our artist at the time, he and I were collaborating a lot on different things. We always wanted to have something that symbolized the band, the letter A. He came up with a really cool design that I loved because we wanted to have like a star in it and the big A, so that when you saw it, you identified the band with that and not just the Anthrax logo. And then the emblem that appear on our chest is like, it's like the Superman emblem. You know, it's that Kryptonian symbol. Plus in the back of my mind was this whole comic book concept too. And these album covers that were about to come out would tell a story. This record, for me, put it back on track.
Anthrax does that. When we need it, we come together and we rise above it. And that's maybe it's an energy that we have together. But whatever it is, I'm happy we have it. It still works.
Again, it was like, fuck it all. Let's just go for it. And that's what we did on this record. We just went for it. Like, it was back to basics.
That record, I think, was important for us because it got us to the next step where we needed to be in our career to get where we are now.
I love every song on this record because they all stand out. They all mean something.
So much about that record. Right time, too. You know, it's 2003 now. Metal was kind of on an upswing again. You know, you had bands like System of a Down, which had become huge by that point. Lamb of God had broken by that point. Newer bands, you know, that were flying that flag, and we had a great label behind it, and it really was certainly, you know, did put us back on the map in a big way.
That's how the title came about. We've come for you all. We want all of you, you know, because we didn't reach a lot of you on the last record, but now we want to reach you all. The song Refuse to Be Denied, I mean, all of these songs have so much meaning to what we went through. Taking the Music Back, that's another song that just felt that music was going away. It was being mass marketed to young kids, and just the pop thing just was totally saturating music, and things were different. And for us being metalheads, and other metalheads will understand it, I like owning this. I like smelling it, you know, everything about it. And I think our fans do too. Right now, today, you know, a lot of people stream, but for me, I take the time to make an album that has substance to it. You know, I like the fact that when you're listening to the record, you could go and read the liner notes. It's important. That's why the song Taking the Music Back, I mean, it's really significant to music and to fans and to people who really love getting the hard copy and listening to it and reading everything. And like I said, the smell, you can't replace that.